That's why it's important to know at least some basic words, because it's not Spanish here, it's Portuguese. So remember, thank you is obrigado. I want, eu quero, I want, quero, right? Where is, onde está? Onde está? You know, sorry my Brazilian friends watching this. I lived in Portugal, so I have kind of a Portuguese accent, but it is one of those things you got to know some Portuguese when you're here, because it will make a big difference in that experience. That's why it's something tourists aren't super happy about. And then let's switch back to a thing you're gonna love, and I would say the colonial cities throughout Brazil are gorgeous. Okay, specifically here in Minas Gerais, you've got Ouro Preto, okay, where the mines were. You got Mariana, which is nearby. You've got Tiradentes, which, you know, historical regions. You got Congonhas with the church and the Passions of the Christ we have. But all these colonial towns and colonial architecture, you'll see. You go to Bahia. Go to Bahia and go to Salvador Bahia. You're there and you see the architecture with it. The colonial architecture, it's just gorgeous to take in. And then learning about the history of Brazil, like in Praia de Galinhas, that's a very educational thing when you start learning about the slave history, the enslaved people history of Brazil. Is like, whoa, like that's not cool. But like learning the history of Brazil and the colonial towns when you're visiting the architecture, that part is cool though, right? And then I want to talk about something that a lot of tourists mention they don't like, and if you ever travel to Central and South America, you know this is kind of a normal thing, but it's the bathroom situation. Plain and simple. A lot of times when you're in Brazil, when you wipe, you throw it in the bin next to the toilet, not into the toilet, because the pipes can't handle it. So that's one thing you got to realize. And you'll see signs in more tourist areas saying, put it in the bin, not in the toilet. Someplace you can, but not everywhere. So make sure you're aware of that, especially in rural areas.